yourself a lot. A greeting can tell you more about attraction than flirting ever will if you know what to notice. A greeting may appear insignificant on the surface, but from a psychological and behavioral perspective, it's one of the most revealing moments in any human interaction. In early attraction, greetings function as a low-risk communication channel where emotional intent can be expressed without direct verbal exposure. This video explores how certain greeting styles often indicate interest because they involve unconscious emotional investment, selective attention, and behavioral consistency that go beyond social obligation. By examining how greetings change when attraction is present, viewers can learn to recognize patterns that are largely accidental and often deeply tied to emotional awareness and anticipation. Human beings rarely express romantic interest directly at first, particularly in environments where rejection carries social or emotional consequences. Women, in particular, often rely on indirect forms of communication during early attraction stages, and greetings become one of the safest and most repeatable ways to signal openness. This video explains why greetings are frequently used as emotional probes, small interactions designed to test responsiveness, comfort, and mutual interest without forcing vulnerability. The way a greeting is delivered, repeated, and emotionally framed often communicates more than explicit words because it reflects genuine inner motivation rather than rehearsed behavior. One of the most common mistakes people make is interpreting attraction through isolated moments instead of behavioral patterns. This video emphasizes that no single greeting proves interest on its own. Rather, it's the consistency of warmth, attention, and emotional presence over time that matters. When a woman is interested, her greeting often shows stability across different ways, moods, and situations, which indicates that the behavior is internally motivated rather than situational. Understanding this helps viewers avoid false positives while also preventing them from dismissing real signals due to unrealistic expectations of obvious flirting. Emotional effort is a limited resource, and people unconsciously allocate it toward individuals who matter to them. This video explores how interest often reveals itself through effort embedded inside greetings, such as initial eye contact, vocal warmth, timing, and attentiveness, even when no external reward exists for doing so. When a greeting feels emotionally engaged rather than automatic, it often reflects selective investment. This distinction is critical because it separates a routine politeness from behavior driven by personal interest, which is one of the clearest indicators of attraction in everyday social interaction. Nonverbal communication plays a dominant role in greetings, and this video breaks down how multiple subtle cues often align when interest is present. Body orientation, facial microexpressions, proximity, responsiveness, and energy synchronization frequently occur together rather than in isolation. These cues appear consistently during greetings. They suggest emotional openness and comfort. This video teaches viewers not to focus on a signal but to observe clusters of behavior, which is how attraction actually manifests in real life rather than in simplified dating advice. Contextual awareness is essential when interpreting greetings, and this video places a strong emphasis on situational factors such as environment, social roles, cultural norms, and personality differences. A greeting at work doesn't carry the same meaning as one in a casual or social setting, and introverted individuals express interest differently than extroverted ones. This video helps viewers calibrate their interpretations by accounting for these variables, reducing misjudgment and encouraging realistic, grounded understanding rather than assumption-driven conclusions. Anticipation is one of the most psychologically meaningful indicators of interest, and greetings often reveal whether anticipation exists. When a woman notices your presence quickly, greets you proactively, or appears emotionally prepared for interaction, it often means you occupy mental space before the interaction even begins. This video explains why anticipation reflects priority and emotional relevance, and how greetings influenced by anticipation feel different from spontaneous or obligatory social behavior. Many people expect attraction to be obvious, expressive, or immediate, but this expectation misunderstands how early emotional expression works. This video explains why modesty is often a sign of emotional caution rather than lack of interest. In situations where vulnerability feels a risk, greetings become carefully balanced expressions, warm enough to signal openness, restrained enough to maintain safety. Understanding this balance allows viewers to interpret restraint correctly rather than labeling it as indifference. Greetings often evolve as emotional comfort and interest increase, and this video explores how progression matters more than intensity. A greeting that gradually becomes warmer, more personalized, or more consistent over time often indicates growing interest. Viewers learn to observe changes rather than static behavior, which provides a far more accurate picture of attraction development than focusing on dramatic moments. This video is not about encouraging assumptions or forcing interpretations, but about developing emotional intelligence and social awareness. Recognizing attraction signals through greetings allows individuals to respond naturally, respectfully, and confidently rather than acting impulsively or withdrawing out of uncertainty. By understanding how interest is often communicated quietly and indirectly, viewers gain clarity without pressure, manipulation, or unrealistic expectations. Watch carefully and subscribe for clear psychology-based relationship insights. Another overlooked element of greeting behavior is emotional regulation, which often changes when interest is present. And when a woman is attracted, her greeting may reflect a sudden increase in emotional control, such as measured enthusiasm, counter excitement, or initial calmness, because emotional expression becomes meaningful and therefore managed. This video explains how this regulation isn't coldness but awareness, and how emotionally significant interactions tends to receive more cognitive processing than neural ones, which influences how greetings are delivered. Greetings also reveal interest through memory-based personalization, a factor many people underestimate. When a woman remembers previous interactions, adjusts her greeting to reflect shared connects or references earlier conversations, even indirectly. It suggests a cognitive investment. This video explores why memory allocation is a powerful indicator of attraction. As people naturally remember details about individuals they find emotionally relevant, and greetings often become the stage where this memory resurfaces subtly. Social hierarchy and perceived value also influence greeting behavior, and this video discusses how attraction can alter these dynamics. When interest is present, greetings may reflect increased respect, attentiveness, or deference compared to how others are treated. This is not about dominance or submission, but about emotional weighting, where certain individuals are unconsciously prioritized. Understanding this helps viewers notice differences that are often felt intuitively but rarely articulated. Timing plays a crucial role in communication and greetings are no expectation. This video explains how immediacy or the lack of delay often reflects emotional relevance. When a woman initiates or responds to a greeting quickly and consistently, it suggests that the interaction holds priority in her attention hierarchy. Over time, patterns of timing reveal far more about interest than isolated enthusiastic moments. This video also addresses the common tendency to ignore subtle attraction signals due to fear of misinterpretation or rejection. Many people choose emotional safety by assuming morality, which often results in missed connections. By understanding greetings-based indicators of interest, viewers are equipped to recognize a potential openness without forcing outcomes, allowing for more balanced and emotionally intelligent responses. Another important aspect discussed is emotional congruence, the alignment between verbal and nonverbal behavior during greetings. When attraction exists, tone, expression, posture, and timing often align naturally, creating a sense of authenticity and a contrast. A routine politeness tends to feel emotionally flat or mechanically inconsistent. This video helps viewers learn to sense congruence rather than overanalyze individual gestures. Repetition strengthens meaning in human behavior, and greetings that carry interest tend to repeat in similar emotional form. This video explains why repeated warmth or attentiveness is really accidental and how emotional habits form around people who matter to us. Over time, these habits become reliable indicators of underlying interest. This content also explores how inner emotional states influence outward behavior. When a woman feels curious, attracted, or emotionally open, her inner state often leaks into her greeting through energy shift, micro expressions, and attentional focus. This video explains how emotional leakage is difficult to suppress completely, making greetings a valuable observation point. Importantly, this video avoids encouraging entitlement or expectation. Recognizing interest doesn't obligate action, nor does it guarantee outcomes. Instead, the focus remains on awareness and choice, understanding when openness exists and deciding how to respond in a way that respects both parties' emotional boundaries. In many cases, attraction is mutual but unspoken, and greetings become the only place where that tension is visible. This video explains why repeated emotionally charged greetings often indicate unacknowledged interest and how awareness can prevent stagnation without forcing confrontation. Over time, greeting behavior can reflect emotional safety rather than excitement alone. When interest matures, greetings may become calmer but more emotionally grounded, reflecting comfort rather than novelty. This video explains why the transition is often misunderstood and how calmness can signal deep interest. Attraction isn't something to chase or extract, but something to recognize and respond to. Greetings serve as emotional indicators, not invitations to assume or pressure. By learning how to interpret this signal accurately, viewers can move through social interaction with greater clarity, patience, and emotional intelligence. One subtle but meaningful factor discussed in this video is how emotional curiosity manifests during greetings. When a woman is interested, her greeting may contain a quiet attentiveness that suggests she is observing your reactions, tone, or mood more closely than usual. This hidden awareness isn't accidental, it reflects an inner curiosity that often precedes conscious attraction. The video explains how curiosity differs from friendliness and why it often appears as quiet engagement rather than overt enthusiasm. Another critical point explored is how greetings change when emotional stakes are present. When an interaction matters, people tend to be more deliberate in how they present themselves. This video explains how attraction can introduce a slight self-awareness in greetings, small pauses, control expressions, or intentional warmth that signal emotional relevance rather than social habit. These micro adjustments are rarely conscious but often consistent, and the role of emotional mirroring is also examined in depth. When interest exists, greetings often involve subtle synchronization such as matching energy levels, vocal tone, or pacing. This mirroring reflects a subconscious desire for emotional alignment and connection. The video explains why mirroring is a reliable indicator of rapport and why it tends to appear more strongly during greetings when attraction is present. Be part of our family by subscribing. This video also discusses how emotional boundaries shape greeting behavior. Interest doesn't always lead to expressive behavior. In many cases, it leads to restraint. When a woman values the interaction, she may be careful not to overstep, especially in uncertain or mixed signal environments. The video explains why restraint can coexist with attraction and how emotionally significant greetings often feels initial rather than casual. Another overlooked element is how mood regulation shifts around emotionally relevant individuals. This video explains how a woman may subtly adjust her emotional state during greetings, becoming calmer, more focused, or more present. And when interest exists, these shifts indicate emotional prioritization rather than performance and often go unnoticed unless viewed across repeated interactions. Greetings also serve as emotional checkpoints, and this video explores how women may use them to assess comfort, safety, and reciprocity. And when interest is present, greetings often become slightly more exploratory, testing emotional openness while maintaining control. The video explains how this testing is gradual and why impatience often disrupts a natural attraction development. The difference between availability and interest is another distinction emphasized in this content. Not all warm greetings indicate attraction, but when warmth is paired with emotional availability such as openness, attentiveness, and responsiveness, it often reflects interest. This video helps viewers understand how these factors interact rather than treating warmth as a standalone signal. This video also addresses how inner conflict can influence greeting behavior. Attraction sometimes creates a tension between desire and caution, resulting in greetings that feel emotionally charged yet restrained. The video explains why this tension is common and how it often produces mixed but meaningful signals that require patience and observation rather than immediate interpretation. Over time, greetings may reflect emotional familiarity, which differs from both novelty and routine politeness. This video explains how familiarity infused with interest often produces greetings that feel grounded, comfortable, and emotionally steady. Viewers learn why the stage is frequently misinterpreted as loss of interest when it may actually reflect deeper emotional security. The concept of emotional economy is also explored, highlighting how people can serve emotional energy for interactions that matter. When a woman consistently invests emotional presence in greetings with it suggests prioritization. This video explains why emotional investment is rarely random and how it becomes visible through repeated initial interaction patterns. This content also examines how fear of misinterpretation influences behavior on both sides. Many attraction signals remain subtle because individuals want to avoid pressure or embarrassment. The video explains why greetings become a compromise between expression and protection, carrying just enough information to signal openness without forcing solution. Another important aspect discussed is how attraction interacts with self-image. When inner exist greetings may reflect a desire to be perceived positively, leading to a slightly enhanced attentiveness or composure. This video explains why this is not manipulation but a natural response to emotional relevance. Finally, this video reinforces that understanding greeting-based attraction isn't about decoding or control, but about emotional literacy. Recognizing these patterns allows individuals to remain respectful, observant, and patient, and responding to openness with awareness rather than assumption. And by viewing greetings as emotional signals rather than promises, viewers gain clarity without expectation, and which ultimately leads to healthier and more authentic interactions. Thank you for watching to the end. Have good times.